I am 85% sure that Babylonian coffins were not made of wood, they were made of clay. Timid little guy backs up, turns on a thing. Big thing happens. All one big cliche.
Threats to his existence were everywhere.
Okay, during the opening credits I let it go because it's a dark room, he may not realize the mannequins are people. But he is staring at two people he probably very well knows in bright light. How does he not recognize them?
I really must switch to decaf.
Timid guy claims to switch to decaf cliche.
Yes! The trap works, Scoob! Yeah!
Reason a net trap wouldn't work on these guys in 3, 2, 1. And now you know why these guys are idiots. Okay, here's the ruling on music sins. Basically, I will take off sins from 1 to 10, depending on how I personally like the music. So, if I take away a 5, I think it's okay. If I take away a 10, I think it's extraordinary. Okay? Good. Because I like this country version of the Scooby-Doo theme.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
That's right. And let's see who they are.
Tim Curry in a movie, so he's likely to be the villain cliche. And since it's a Warner property, that is more than likely to be 100% fact.
Mr. Ravencroft, I am a huge fan of your work. I have read all your books, which, in my opinion, are the best horror stories ever written.
Does anyone else find it weird that Tim Curry is essentially playing a Scooby-Doo version of Stephen King? Like, at all? It's weird to me.
I'm going back to my hometown in Massachusetts this weekend.
Okay, are we sure this isn't a Stephen King plot put into a Scooby-Doo movie? It takes place in New England. It's practically Stephen King-esque. You see this guy? I don't know what his significance is, but he does appear in Alien Invaders and Cyberchase. For what reason, I have no idea.
Rob? Where?
So, is Scooby dumb where he doesn't realize that people are referring to him, or does he just not himself identify himself as a dog?
But it's his own ancestor, the ghost of Sarah Ravencroft.
That's ridiculous. I thought we'd gotten past all this witch nonsense.
He didn't say anything about a witch. And I doubt people would come here to see a witch's ghost when a normal ghost that had confirmed sightings would be just as exciting. We interrupt your scheduled broadcast Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost to bring you Van Halen.
Hearing here?
Yeah, that's right, young lady.
He even does the, "aw, yep" thing from Pet Sematary, the original one.
Man!
Shaggy just puts on that old shoe buckle and ties it around the laces of his, Adidas? Nike? I don't know. Story time, because this isn't really a sin, I just wanted to share this. One time when me and my family went out west bumming in Amish country, we went to a restaurant that was called Restaurant. Literally, Restaurant, over the sign, big bold letters. It had chocolate fountains and basically a giant homemade spread of, turkey, mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. It sucked. The chocolate fountain was bitter. The only thing that was remotely tasty was the potatoes. And we left with very sour faces and sour stomachs.
Is there anything left in the kitchen?
I'll be right back, boys. I've got to make a run to the market.
Just a little thing. Food's usually delivered to restaurants. The owner doesn't have to go out during the lunch rush, leaving all of the customers eating their food to get more food to make more food. Food. Wow, I found a plot hole. So they're trying to scare the town into believing there's a ghost to make more money. Yet the only people they harass are the Scooby-Doo gang, not the actual people who came to see a goddamn ghost. In this shot, Daphne speaks with Velma's voice.
Let's give it a chance, Ben.
Gee, looks like everybody's leaving. Wonder if the ghost showed up.
Again, they don't show the ghost when the tourists are there. They only harass the Scooby gang. They do know that they're trying to bring in people, so they have to show them the ghost.
This town shall pay for what it did to me!
You're a little late on that one, bitch, because the people already left. Your money drove away. You are stupid, and this whole town's plan is horseshit. Big, flaming, steaming, bell-cleaning bullshit. How ironic that they're standing right in front of Mr. McKnight's store just after the ghost attacked him. You'll figure out why this is ironic when the ghost is unmasked.
Is this the street she chased you down?
Did you not get that from when he said...
Like, down this street?
Hey, check out these branches. They were all broken from the tops of these trees.
And in a perfectly straight line.
How has no one figured out that the whole ghost thing is staged yet? Everywhere the ghost is, all the trees are practically shaved down. How does anyone not realize that the ghost is fake? The tourists should have been gone long before the Scooby Gang showed up.
I'm gonna cast a spell on you.
Almost Italian and Mexican flag smoke.
I've always wanted to meet you. You're like one of us.
Yeah, you understand what we're into.
You understand what we're into. That can be taken so many ways that I am not going to list right now.
Yeah!
It is very beneficial to be friends with Batman, because then you get a detective vision that shows you when people are coming around corners to uncover your secret hiding place. Or when you're trying to, tail someone. And yes, they have met prior to 1997.
For my ritual, girls.
Not tonight, Thorn. My powers are weak from rehearsing.
Mine too. How about tomorrow, just before the concert?
I get they do the shtick to sell the bit that they're like witches, Wiccans, whatever's on stage, but do they have to do it when they're in private? I mean, it just looks weird if someone just comes across them and they're just like, "Bad dream, sister." What a metaphor. Tim Curry is a crutch that gets its movie even higher ratings, and, well,
Velma, are you okay?
After destroying a house on Moonscar Island by tearing up the wall, Velma teaches kids that, yes, jump down into a barn, because nothing bad will happen to you. You won't get skewered by the various amounts of sharp farm equipment just laying around catching rust. Bear goes into the barn, and no, he is definitely not the ghost, and then suddenly when Shag and Scoob run away from the witch, he is in the middle of town.
Okay, let's see who's behind all this.
Like it's the t-shirt guy.
Mr. McKnight, the pharmacist?
Told you it would be important that the witch attacked them in front of Mr. McKnight's store.
This is a device to throw the fireballs, which are just wads of flash paper.
Okay, this is kind of feasible, but take note that the trigger button is on the back, and he just reaches back and throws it, not triggering the button by, pressing down on it. So, unless it's built like Spider-Man's web shooters, this thing is bullshit for how it fires the flash paper.
I'm sorry, Ben, but you see, I lied to you when you asked me if we found anything of Sarah's while we were building the Puritan village.
We did. It was her grave marker.
Well, he'd never asked if you found her remains, just her book. And on that topic, whatever happened to Sarah? Did they put her in the book and then falsify a claim that she died and put up a fake grave marker? Because, spoiler warning, she was trapped in a book and her physical body perished long ago, so... yeah, this is a very good question that needs an answer.
Ben, that doesn't seem to be a journal at all.
Because it isn't, Velma. It's a spell book.
Oh, wow. Who would have guessed that Tim Curry would be the bad guy in a Warner Brothers property movie? Who could have seen these circumstances coming?
Let the evil from the past breathe again with fiery blast.
Tim Curry goes into full Uber overdrive evil mode, and I love it. 2 sins removed.
It's time to summon Sarah Ravencroft.
Why is there a spell to release her? Maybe it was a contingency in case someone did kill her, like self-resurrection. But then we find out later there's a spell to capture people into the book. Maybe it was meant for one of the Wiccans Sarah was against, but since we don't get an explanation, it's getting us in.
We gotta go back for the book.
Book? Can't we just wait for the movie?
A conversation that me and my mother had about the Harry Potter books somehow made it into the film.
Dreadful darkness, hear my cry. Bring back one who cannot die. Let the witch who perished here live again and reappear.
Dreadful darkness, hear my cry. Bring back one who cannot die. Well, obviously she's dead if you're trying to resurrect her. And then the let the witch who perished here live again and reappear. That still contradicts that first part of the line.
Sarah, I want to become more powerful, like you.
Thou jest!
But it was I who released you. You should serve me.
I serve no one, leastwise a worm like thee.
Why do so many bad guys think that when they resurrect the ultimate evil, they'll become subservient and their masters? If they're that evil and that powerful, why would they work for you?
This isn't what I envisioned. We were supposed to rule the world together, not destroy it.
So Sarah Ravencroft's gonna wipe out all of humanity and life as we know it. But then what? Yeah, you're a ghost and you're essentially immortal, but what happens after that? Did you think this one through, Sarah?
Thinkest thou art a Wiccan? Only a virtuous soul can imprison me.
The way she says that implies that she knows that there's, like, good Wiccan magic in her book. So either someone boobity-bobbity-boo snuck into her house and written in her book, or she deliberately wrote a book to imprison herself as, I don't know, a way to keep herself young, like imprison yourself every 10 years or something, but it's still getting a sin.
Daphne!
A monster with tentacles assaults a lady. Well, this just got very Japanese.
Got the stuffing, Scoob? Well, time to baste this bird.
Okay, please don't. Rule 34 does enough with turkeys at this time of year as it is, and for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about, just look up the Seed of Chucky turkey baster scene. You'll get a clear picture of what I'm referring to. We interrupt this regular broadcast of Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost to bring you, Evil Dead, Poltergeist, Scary Movie 2? Either works. And it just went very Japanese again. And I can practically hear someone making a source filmmaker remake of this, only it's a recreation of that tree rape scene from Evil Dead. Dear God, I don't want to see that.
Ancient evil, get thee hence. Only good can recompense for the misdeeds that you have done, which return from whence you come!
Okay, you know how I made that argument that maybe Sarah made that spell to imprison herself to protect against, like, being executed or something? Yeah, I don't believe that anymore. If any of you can make a compelling argument of why that spell is in the book in the comments below, I'd love to hear it.
Ben Ravencroft's last book is one the world will never buy.
And after spending a fortune on a bunch of kids and their dog's food bill, and suddenly burning alive with his ancient ancestor witch in a book, the Ravencroft legacy now falls into the realms of obscurity. How sad.
Earth, wind, fire, and air. We may look bad, but we don't care.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.